Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And boy, it looked like spring out there today. This was the scene about mid-afternoon today. Sun trying to shine up at Quincy and snow falling at the same time. We also saw some grapple out there. That's that kind of styrofoamy kind of hail that you see, perfectly round but very squishy. That's called grapple. We did see some of that today, and typical spring weather. And as we take a look at our weekly weather planner for the rest of this week, as we get into Thursday, that will be our in-between weather systems day. Today we had some rain this morning, all of that this afternoon. Tomorrow will be our break. It really won't be bad with highs in the mid-50s around most of the area. Light winds for Thursday, and then things begin to change once again on Friday. A series of storm systems move in beginning on Friday and run right through the weekend, and we will talk much more about that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A 72-year-old Chelan resident is jailed tonight after a DNA test allegedly tied him to a sexual assault that occurred 8 months ago. After a 22-year-old Moses Lake man allegedly choked and punched his mother Monday night, he was later tracked down by K-9 Chewbacca and found hiding beneath some pallets. Rural Okanagan County reported its first case of coronavirus infection on Tuesday, and sheriff's deputies say a Malaga man stole 14 expensive heavy-duty batteries from a construction site and then offered to sell them online to an undercover police buyer. But first, we begin tonight. An Eniat man is free on $5,000 bail after allegedly T-boning a passenger car with a young family inside and then running on foot from the scene. Wenatchee police say on Monday night, 28-year-old Mario Baynard Martinez ignored a red light and then crashed his Honda Civic at high speed into a passenger car at Ferry and Mission Street. Among the occupants was a 3-year-old child. Martinez then allegedly ran from the site and was picked up by police later on South Wenatchee Avenue. The other driver was treated for a neck injury. Martinez will be arraigned April 6th on charges of hit and run. A 72-year-old Chelan resident is jailed tonight after a DNA test allegedly tied him to a sexual assault that occurred 8 months ago. Sheriff's deputies arrested Richard Allen Swain on Monday after the State Patrol Crime Lab said they found his genetic material on a 31-year-old victim. Deputies said the woman became intoxicated in July of 2019, and Swain found her unconscious on his front porch. There, police believe he assaulted her while she was defenseless. DNA test results from the July incident didn't come back from the crime lab until last Friday. Well, after a 22-year-old Moses Lake man allegedly choked and punched his mother Monday night, he was later tracked down by K-9 Chewbacca and then found hiding beneath some pallets. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said Mario R. Crittenden's his mother called police about 8:15 p.m. to report the alleged assault at her home in the 4400 block of Cindy Lane Northeast. By the time deputies arrived, he'd fled on foot. Corporal Nick Overland and Chewbacca tracked Crittenden for about 25 minutes before he surrendered without the K-9 having to make contact. He faces domestic violence charges in addition to obstructing an officer. Well, rural Okanagan County reported its first case of coronavirus infection on Tuesday. Out of 125 local patients sampled for testing, Okanagan County Public Health says only one has returned positive. The exposed individual is self-isolated and under observation. As of this week, more than 40 tests in Okanagan County are still pending. Meanwhile, sheriff's deputies say a Malaga man stole 14 expensive heavy-duty batteries from a construction site and then offered to sell them online to an undercover police buyer. Wade Ryan Hawkins, who's 28, faces possible charges of theft, trespassing, and trafficking in stolen property. The batteries were reported stolen yesterday from a job site on Clockham Road that can cost up to $260 each. Deputies said they made arrangements to buy 4 batteries from Hawkins for just $200. Then they arrested him last night after he allegedly made the sale in a Wenatchee parking lot. Well, coming up next, Confluence Health's nonprofit foundation says it encourages donations of the personal protective equipment that keeps medical staff safe from disease. The U.S. Forest Service has paused all prescribed burns in Washington and Oregon, saying they don't want to introduce smoke into communities that may be affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. As the landscape dries out, brush fires become a real possibility, especially with waste burning on rural property. And after shutting down its campgrounds over the weekend, the state has now closed all its parks and wildlife areas starting today. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. And with Blue Lagoon's home show pricing, you can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special for only $99. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Welcome back. In another news, Confluence Health's nonprofit foundation says it encourages donations of the personal protective equipment that keeps medical staff safe from disease. That includes a kind of medical mask you can make at home. The foundation provides direction on how to make such a mask using simple cloth at its website, confluencehealth.org. Both Confluence and other hospital systems around the area also need non-latex gloves, N95 respirator gowns, disinfectant wipes, and hand sanitizer. Call the foundation at 436-6275 to coordinate those donations. Well, the U.S. Forest Service has paused all prescribed burns in Washington and Oregon, saying they don't want to introduce smoke into communities that may be affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. Prescribed burns are used as a tool in preventing much larger wildfires during the summer. There had been an aggressive prescribed burn plan for this spring in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. More than 9,600 acres were scheduled for burns, including almost 3,000 acres in Chelan County and about 5,000 acres in Okanagan County. As the landscape dries out, brush fires become a real possibility, especially with waste burning on rural property. Chelan County sent a reminder this week that landowners outside cities or urban growth areas may burn natural vegetation, but limit your piles to 4 feet in diameter inside a 10-foot safety zone and keep water and a shovel ready while you attend the fire. Outdoor burning regulations go into effect June 1st, but the county says it's best to be done with the practice before the end of May. Well, the latest coronavirus casualties are State and Department of Natural Resources parks. NCWLIFE's Kyle Montgomery tells us more.
After shutting down its campgrounds over the weekend, the state has now closed all its parks and wildlife areas starting today. The closures were announced following Governor Jay Inslee's stay home, stay healthy order Monday evening in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. The closure includes all state-managed parks, wildlife areas, and water access for at least 2 weeks. Entrance gates will be closed and all services will be suspended. Essential staff will be on site to preserve and protect the sites. The State Department of Natural Resources followed suit today by announcing it's closing its public recreation lands starting Thursday. Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz said DNR staff last weekend saw their trails crowded shoulder to shoulder and there were several large gatherings. DNR manages 1,200 miles of trails and more than 160 recreational sites. Reporting with NCWLIFE, I'm Kyle Montgomery.
Thank you, Kyle. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bobfile Boats and Motors. See their full line of Crown Line boats. When you want to escape from reality, make a Crown Line boat your choice of entertainment. Enjoy time with a friend in your socially distant boat. With low interest rates and lower gas prices, now's the time to buy. See Crown Line boats at Bobfile Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The governor's new public health order means the North Central Regional Library System must curtail even its limited remaining services. Library Director Barbara Walters announced the suspension Monday night. In tonight's feature story, she told NCWLIFE it was a hard choice to come to, but library users still have a lot of online options.
We started shutting down our services probably a couple hours before the governor's order. We just anticipated that is what he was going to do. Because mailer is so popular, that's our hardest one for us to shut down. Of course, we're closing our book returns because we won't have anybody in the branches to manage them or, take the items out. We had set up a call center here. So we have 30 locations, 5 counties. All of those calls at those branches were coming into the distribution center, and we had staffed a call center. We'll also have to stop that. So we're actually directing people to either, use our website or they can send us an email. And we're also having to put a temporary halt on making purchase suggestions and placing holds through our website because we won't have anybody to manage those. We're really going to push our online resources over the next few weeks. We have, of course, Hoopla, which you can stream movies, music, even audiobooks. A couple of ones that I think that will really, really push are our LinkedIn Learning. So that's with lynda.com. People usually know it as Linda, so it's changed its name to LinkedIn Learning. And Rosetta Stone, which is so people can learn a language while they're home in quarantine. We're going to be pushing Overdrive, which has, of course, our ebooks and our audiobooks. So much. I can't encourage it enough. Go to our website, ncrl.org. Check out all of our online resources. Another cool feature that we're adding, during this time of quarantine is an e-card. So people will be able to sign up for a temporary library card through our online website, our online services, and they will get access to all of that wonderful content that's there.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, let's take a look downtown Wenatchee from the Cascadian, high atop the Cascadian Hotel downtown. You can still see some clouds out there. Had a pretty good downpour of rain, some graupel mixed in, even a little bit of hail around the area. That was mid-afternoon today. And it's just been one of those spring days around North Central Washington. We saw a little bit of wind, and then when the sun comes out, feels awfully nice out there. In fact, temperature Temperature-wise, we were still below normal today, but about like yesterday at 51 degrees unofficially. I think that ticked up to about 52 later on. 57 is where we should be for this time of year. 33 our overnight low this morning, and 37 is where we should be for this time of year. Our record high, 74 degrees. That was set in 1960. What a beautiful year that was. This is the third night in a row. Our record high happened in 1960. Record low, 21 degrees in 1996. We picked up 2/100ths of an inch of precipitation. That was overnight, and also what we had this afternoon, and that now gets us to 1.62 inches for the year. Sunrise this morning, 6:52. Sun will set tonight at 7:22. Let's take a peek at your Thursday weather forecast, and really the big difference in our Thursday forecast compared to today, less clouds and a lot more sun on Thursday. A little bit warmer as well. 56 in Moses Lake, mid-50s in Ephrata and Quincy. Wenatchee, we will see 53 degrees, 52 in Kashmir, and also lower 50s from Entiat and Chelan and all the way up into Omak. Surface loop now, and tonight we can expect mostly clear skies, northwest winds about 5 to 15 miles an hour. We are seeing low pressure here, high pressure here. When they're very tightly packed together, that kicks up those winds just a little bit, and we'll see that over the next 24 to 48 hours. For Thursday, increasing clouds throughout the day. Once again, that pesky northwest wind, 5 to 15 miles an hour. But here's our frontal boundary as it begins to move inland. It's not much of a storm system right now, so we're not expecting a lot of rain as this system moves in late in the day on Friday. Most of the activity will stay west of the Cascades. Here's our little area of low pressure, but it's just not that well formed yet. It may change as we get into the end of the week, and the same goes for the weekend, really. Mostly cloudy skies on Saturday. That will get bumped up to a 40% chance of rain as we move into the weekend. You can see showers once again all over western Washington and down the west coast. Sunday, much of the same, but I'll tell you what, this weather model and the National Weather Service in Spokane are really different when it gets to Sunday. This model not showing a whole lot of rain for eastern Washington. The Weather Service, though, calling for a 50% chance of rain and even a 60% chance on Monday. And this weather model, look at that, hardly any precipitation showing, most of it in the extreme northwestern part of Washington. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out as we get into the end of the weekend, first part of next week, to see who's right. Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies. Once again, Weather Service calling for a 30% chance of rain, but boy, will it be mild as we get into next week. All of this yellow, upper 60s to near 70 degrees, and that's the kind of temperatures we'll be looking at for most of eastern Washington as we get into early next week. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. Tonight, the freezing mark at 32 degrees, increasing clouds, a bit breezy for Thursday and 53, but a nice warm up into Friday, a 20% chance for showers. That chance for rain goes up to 40% on Saturday and 59 degrees. We'll stay in the mid to upper 50s Sunday through Tuesday. The question, as I mentioned, will we see those big chances of rain? We'll have to wait and see, but for now, it looks like a wet weekend and into the first part of next week. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you from my home, trying to stay healthy. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the Big Nine is moving forward with a plan of a much abbreviated spring sport schedule. According to an email we received from athletic director at Wenatchee High School, Jim Beeson, quote, "We have recreated the spring sports schedules with the assumption that we'll start back to school April 27th. We have pushed back the start times and moved a lot of things to Saturdays to reduce the amount of class time missed by the kids. If we are able to have an abbreviated spring season, we'll continue to play games after the postseason starts if the teams are not involved in the postseason." Now, the baseball and softball seasons will consist of a total of 6 games. The boys soccer season will also be reduced to 6 games over 12 days. Big Nine tennis would be reduced to 6 matches. Boys and girls golf would be a total of 3 pods, and spring track and field would be reduced to 3 track meets. Here's a look at exactly what some of the schedules are. That, again, is assuming that class is back in session on April 27th. Eastmont would play a mixed doubleheader at Davis and Eisenhower on Sunday, May 2nd, then travel to Moses Lake Wednesday, May 6th, then host Sunnyside and West Valley Saturday, May 9th, finish against Wenatchee Saturday, May 16th at Dan White Field. Moses Lake's baseball season will begin at Sunnyside and West Valley May 2nd, host Eastmont Wednesday the 6th, then host Eisenhower and Davis May 9th before ending at Wenatchee Wednesday, May 13th. Panthers would start on the road Saturday, May 2nd at Ike and Davis, then host West Valley and Sunnyside the following Saturday, then host Moses Lake on Wednesday, May 13th before playing the finale at Eastmont Saturday, May 16th at 5 o'clock. As far as the fast-pitch softball season, Eastmont would begin at home for 3, then travel for 3 games. They'd host Davis and Eisenhower Saturday, May 2nd, then host Moses Lake on Tuesday, May 5th. Then the Wildcats will play at Sunnyside and West Valley Saturday, May 9th, and finish up the following Saturday at Wenatchee at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Moses Lake would host Sunnyside and West Valley on May 2nd, then Eastmont May 5th, then travel to Davis and Eisenhower Saturday, May 9th, before finishing against Wenatchee at home Tuesday, May 12th. As far as the Panthers softball season, it'd begin at Walla Walla Point Park against Ike and Davis Saturday, May 2nd, then they'd travel to West Valley and Sunnyside on the following Saturday. Panthers would play at Moses Lake Tuesday, May 12th, and finish against Eastmont Saturday, May 16th. Shifting to the proposed Big Nine soccer schedule, Eastmont would host Sunnyside on Saturday, May 2nd at 1 o'clock. Then they'd host Moses Lake on Tuesday night before spending the next 3 games on the road, including at Wenatchee Saturday, May 9th at 1 o'clock. Wildcats would finish at home Thursday, May 14th against Eisenhower. After an alumni game April 25th, Moses Lake's schedule would have the Chiefs alternating at home and away beginning Saturday, May 2nd against Eisenhower, and then finishing May 16th at West Valley. The Wenatchee soccer season has the Panthers at West Valley Tuesday, May 5th at 7 o'clock. Then they'll play at Ike, host Eastmont and Sunnyside, play at Moses Lake, and then finish at home Saturday, May 16th against Davis at 1 o'clock at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Now, for the rest of the adjusted spring schedules for all the Big Nine, you can go online to www.big9athletics.org. Now that we know the abridged schedules, we're working on a revamped broadcast schedule here for the NCWLIFE channel. I've got a tentative schedule put together. I'm reaching out to our broadcasters as well as our help with the filmers and everybody else to see if they're available for that schedule. Looks like we'll be able to do about 7 or 8 contests this spring. Again, all pending the April 27th hope of a restart of school. Now that I also talked with Jeff Carlson via email, the athletic director for Kashmir, as far as the CTL's plans. He said they're still going over options and schedules. Carlson said they're looking at possibly doing away with district baseball baseball, softball, and soccer so that teams' regular season records would determine whether they get to state or not. They hope to have clarity on that in the next 2 weeks. With the Seattle Seahawks, here's the latest free agency news. According to ESPN's Josina Anderson, Seattle signing wide receiver Philip Dorsett, the former Indianapolis Colts first-round pick, spent the last 3 seasons with the Patriots after being shipped to New England for quarterback Jacoby Brissett in 2017. Defensive tackle Al Woods, who played for Seattle last season before being suspended the final 3 games for violating NFL's policy on performance-enhancing drugs, has signed with Jacksonville. In addition, some Seahawks fans will breathe easier knowing one of the most penalized offensive linemen in football, Jermaine Ifedi, is now a Bear. According to the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, Ifedi agreed to a 1-year deal with Chicago. I'm Eric Granstrom with NCWLIFE Channel Sports. Grant, back to you.
Thanks a bunch, Eric. And finally tonight, many events, as you know, have fallen victim to postponement as people are asked to distance themselves from each other during this pandemic. The latest is the scheduled Horse Lake Trail Run, organized by Run Wenatchee. It was originally scheduled for May 9th, but now it's pushed to September 19th, hopefully after coronavirus protocols have been lifted. Run Wenatchee says runners already entered don't need to register again. They can stay in the rescheduled race or send an email to the organizers and push their entry to next year. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. We invite you to start your day tomorrow, Thursday, live and local right here with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We will have your latest weather forecast. We will have the latest local news regarding the COVID-19 pandemic. We will have, finally, some sports to report. Things are starting to gear up again, we hope. Plus everything you're used to start your day. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live and local. We invite you to join us at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning right here from this very studio. Grant Olson, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. We have a second, so let's take one more check of your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. Tonight we'll drop down to the freezing mark at 32 degrees, a little bit breezy now, the camera moving around out there. Increasing clouds for Thursday, a bit breezy and 53. And then our rainy period begins on Friday afternoon, a 20% chance then and 55. Temperatures will warm as we get into the upcoming weekend, a 40% chance for rain Saturday and 59. That goes up to a 50% chance on Sunday, according to the Weather Service, and 58, and even a higher percent chance on Monday, 60% with mostly cloudy skies and 57 Monday. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high temperature then at 59 degrees. As I said, a little bit of discrepancy between the weather models. We'll see what happens, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. And with Blue Lagoon's home show pricing, you can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special for only $99. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
Hi, Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.